What's up YouTube, Gemini Johnny back again with day 31 of TikToktober, where I'm taking you through the weirdest, creepiest, and most unexplained TikToks I can find that'll make you question everything. This is gonna be a long video today, so I'm gonna keep this intro short and sweet. Next month, I will be back to my regular posting schedule. Probably Wednesdays and Sundays, but turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video. Alright, now without further ado, let's jump right in.
Guys, I just got home and I see this hole in my wall, and next door I have a really creepy neighbor. Let's take a look. What the? Oh my god. Oh.
Hey, if you just poke a screwdriver through there at a random time, I bet you it'll stop happening.
I've told you guys, stay away from Ouija boards. They're no joke. And this is your warning right now. If you're laying in bed, you may want to skip past this one. So if you're still here, I assume you want to hear this creepy story. This was submitted by one of my followers who lives in a small town in Georgia. And this actually begins before she was even born. When her mother was younger, she played with a Ouija board one time on a dare. Whatever she contacted that night, which was demonic. She actually started talking to this thing on a nightly basis for several months. Shortly thereafter, she found out that she was pregnant with her daughter, and she was miserable. And she made it clear she didn't want to be a mom, and she told her daughter that she would her life. This demonic entity that she was communicating with said, "If you will give your daughter over to me, I will give you a good life." And she said yes. From a very young age, she knew that things were wrong. There was things happening that was going on around her that shouldn't be happening. She can remember as a very small child seeing a dark figure in her room at night, and it had very yellow eyes, and it would just watch her while she slept. As time went on, she began to see it not as often, maybe over 6 months. Over the years, she's been able to tell when this thing is going to manifest. Often when she's home alone, something will scream in her ear without knowing. She will have nightmares about this creature, and she knows that something's about to happen. Sometimes it appears as a dog sitting beside of her bed, and it will growl and bark. Maybe the creepiest one yet, she says it now appears sometimes as a very creepy, almost skeletal man with dark, sunken-in eyes, except they're yellow. It's just dark all around. This thing is starting to bother her again, and she said the night before she sent this email to me, she felt this thing crawl in bed with her. It also screamed. So the activity is starting to ramp back up, and it's messing with her family. So, sweet dreams. Look under your bed. Stay away from what you boards. Have a great day. Go.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, hey, why mess with it, right? There's too many weird things that happen after people play with Ouija boards. So, why open yourself up to something that can potentially open that kind of thing up? You know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, the guy's a supernatural sleuth on TikTok. Definitely go give him a follow because I like that guy. Seems to take a pretty grounded approach to most of these stories. Kind of like me, like a grounded believer's approach. Like I want evidence and stuff. Obviously a story isn't evidence, but those are always interesting to hear as well. I know some people don't like them, I'm sorry, but I find them interesting, so. Because it's not everybody, I mean, I've told my, weird stories. I think I've told them all at this point. I don't know, I might have a few more. But I don't have evidence or videos for any of them, so I would like people to believe me. I don't really care if they don't, but I mean, I would prefer they did. I think anybody would. So of course, take any story you hear with a grain of salt, always. But what if they're all true? Imagine it comes out someday that every paranormal thing is true. That would suck, actually. If all these things are real, they decide to team up, dude. We're screwed. Mermaids? Okay. Poseidon. Did I miss it? Floating crocodile. Leviathan. One guy, Leviathan. Oh, okay. Nobody else helped Poseidon either, so that's good. It's not just a guy. Oh, it's the stuff in the water. Oh. Okay, I see it now. Wasn't really seeing it the first time, but I mean, that's weird, but somebody said, what in the ditty was that mermaid doing? I don't know what at all was scary about that dude. He was cool. He's chill. He's just floating on by. If I'm floating like this in the pool or something and you film me and put me in a scary video, I would be pissed. That's mean. Oh, this guy's funny. But I think he does more like skits than paranormal footage because they're all in his house. He's fun too, though. He even calls them horror fantasies. So, I think Lante, Scary Lives, Lives, Horror Fantasies. Go check him out. He does good content. This is a scary Halloween challenge to play.
Space come, Queen of Space come, Queen of Space come.
This is one of the most terrifying challenges to play during the month of Halloween. The name of the challenge is called the Queen of Spades. The Queen of Spades is known as the Russian version of the boogeyman. Yeah, but how do we play the game? To play the game, you need a play-in card. And of course, you're gonna need the Queen of Spades card. For real results, the game should be played between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. Now, all you need to do is to find a dark room with a mirror. Preferably a bathroom, and the only light you should have is nothing but a dim candle. Take the Queen of Spades cards and put it against the mirror. Make sure the Queen herself is facing you. Now you're gonna do something of red coloring, like maybe lipstick. Draw a door against the mirror. After drawing the door, you should draw like a sphere-like thing going down just like this. Just like this drawing behind me on the mirror. Now, close your eyes, focus your mind, and repeat the words, Queen of Spades, come. We'll say you say this up to 13 times. Visualize the Queen of Spades opening the door and ready to grant you one wish. But whatever you do, don't let her escape the mirror. I think I should play this on live stream. Happy Halloween.
Yeah, y'all have fun with that. I'll tune into his live stream to see if anything happens tonight when he does it. I'm guessing he's going to do a live stream tonight. But yeah, he was, if you want that again to check out his live stream, that was Lante Scary Lives. I got the scary part, all right? My bad. I'm getting the rest of it wrong, probably. But yeah, y'all know me. I don't play mirror games. I don't mess around with mirrors. I look in the mirror and when I have to, and that's about it. I don't do any chanting. I don't do repetitive phrases. I won't even say Beetlejuice 3 times. Just in case, you know? At the top, this one says, this still creeps me out. My family went to the Titanic Museum and my mom caught this voice at the beginning of her video. It is always hard to confirm or debunk things when you're in a place that's open to the public. Like, do we know for sure there wasn't somebody behind, like some toddler scream? I mean, it didn't sound like a toddler, let's be real. But do we know for sure there wasn't somebody behind her that said that? Like, did we know for sure she was behind herself? There were people at the end of that video. Like, there's definitely some other people there. So, that being said, though, I mean, I've been to multiple Titanic museums and one, like, pop-up Titanic museum. And every one of them that I've been in has felt creepy as hell. They all have actual artifacts from the Titanic. And, you know, we know it was a huge tragedy and loss of life. Everybody knows the story of Titanic, I believe. So if you haven't, there's an excellent documentary directed by James Cameron. I'm not sure, it doesn't specify which one this is. People are talking about it like it's the one in Pigeon Forge, which I believe is like the main one. I've been to the one in Branson and Vegas, and I think the one in Orlando. And then I went to the pop-up one that was in LA a couple years ago. One of these comments says, former cast member at the Titanic and Pigeon Forge here. It's haunted, and I got stories. She said she was going to make a video soon about it. Let's see. But that was 4 months ago, and she never did. So she lied. This is another guy we've seen a lot before, and I don't know if I've ever, I think it's usually like people reposting his content, but I find that this is his original account. I just followed him. Harinder Singh. I might have seen him before. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't follow him. My bad. But he's gonna tell us about this creepy sign.
This is a real sign in a city called Davao in the Philippines, and there's a lot of history behind it. Now, as you can see in the sign, it says, "Waving children, please wave back," with a pair of children with their arms up. This sign serves as a warning to everyone passing by that there are ghosts of children in the area. It's believed there's a ton of supernatural activity all around the area, and if you don't wave back, these children will come and haunt you. Upon researching this story, I haven't found anyone reporting that they haven't waved back to any of the children. I've only heard accounts of people waving back and then being okay afterwards. So with that information in my head, I can only assume the worst happened if you don't wave back. So obviously, if you're traveling in the Philippines and you see a child wave to you, wave back for your own safety. The last thing you want is a ghost child following you and haunting you for the rest of your life. Let me know what you guys think about this. I also covered a video on the Aswang, which is another Filipino urban legend. Very scary stuff. Definitely go check that out.
Well, the safest option is to just not go to the Philippines. And since I'm not a divorced dad in my 50s, I don't think that'll be a problem. Besides, Thailand is always still an option. No offense to any of the 50s. Yeah, what? You know I'm joking. You know, I use TikTok a lot, obviously, for every time I'm making a video. And it always shocks me when I find an account like this. I don't recognize this guy. I don't know that I've ever seen his content before. He doesn't look familiar whatsoever, but he's got tons of videos, 1 million followers, and he does horror content. That's like what he does. And I don't know, and it's such a like good username. Haunted FYP. If you don't know and you don't use TikTok, FYP is like the trending page on TikTok. It's the For You page is what they call it. And so like it's about as good of a name for horror content you can get on TikTok. So yeah, go check them out. He's got a ton of videos. I'm sure a lot of them are good. Looks like he tells a lot of stories, but this is Urban Legends that ended up being real, part 5.
Urban Legends that ended up being real, part 5. Watcher. In 2014, a family moved into their dream home in New Jersey. Soon after settling in, they began receiving anonymous, chilling letters from someone who identified themselves only as the Watcher. The letters revealed that the writer was not only watching the house, but knew unsettling details about the family, including their children's names and where each family member slept. The Watcher claimed to be the latest in a line of people tasked with watching the house dating back generations, and that their obsession with that particular house was inherited from their father and grandfather. The letters became scarier with phrases like, "I am pleased to know your names now and the name of the young blood you have brought to me." Another one was, "Who has the bedrooms facing the street? I'll know as soon as you move in." The family was terrified, and despite police investigations and even hiring private detectives, no one was able to identify the Watcher. The mystery remains unsolved to this day, and the terrifying letters from the Watcher still haunt the quiet neighborhood of Westfield. As of right now, the Watcher is truly watching, waiting for the next family to move in.
If you're curious, there is a Ryan Murphy Netflix series called The Watcher, obviously, about this, based on this, basically. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone thought this was a creepypasta for a long time, but it's supposedly true. I mean, there's a Time article called The True Story Behind Netflix's The Watcher. I will say, if you go look up that Time article, it will, and you want to watch this also, it does kind of spoil some stuff, so maybe don't read that Time article if you want to go watch this. It says, found this pic of my mom and my aunt with her dolls. Why is that one hanging? You notice it was frowning, and we've never seen that on a Cabbage Patch before.
But it explains.
No results of frowning Cabbage Patch dolls.
They were both found dead. She must.
Well, I don't know. I just searched for like 5 minutes. I didn't really find anything. It could be, maybe it's like a Binky Cabbage Patch doll, and it just doesn't have the Binky. Or maybe your mom had a haunted Cabbage Patch doll. I don't know. This comment made me giggle.
We found something scary in the school building. We found something scary.
Is it like eyes or something? The glowing things? I think it's just a light, kid. You'll be alright. Go check it out. Let me know what you find. Don't tell anybody I told you that. This one says 6 most disturbing TikTok ghost videos ever caught on camera.
Of an intruder. Just the chilling realization that whatever it was, wasn't human. Now, 3 months later, James is convinced he brought a demon home, one that's been haunting him in his house ever since. 1 month ago, on July 29th, 2024, he captured something unexplainable. He's sitting on the couch with Lola, just relaxing and watching TV, and then it happened.
See that, man? Those damn noises again. Welcome to my life. Hello?
It sounded like something talked.
Hello? I'm by myself.
Something seems to be moving through the house, even making disturbing sounds. James isn't the type to back down easily, so he decides to capture it on camera to prove to the world that he's being haunted.
Broncos fan. Finally, somebody turns on the... Oh, never mind.
Hello? Hello? Shit.
And then he sees it, right there in the room. You can even see the shadow of someone walking. To back down easily.
Bro. Oh my god. Man, well, the first part was definitely way creepier than the second part. I didn't really see... I wanted to go back, actually. Do we see anything move around in the doorway? They said he saw it, but I didn't see anything. I gotta fast forwarding through this right now. I mean, obviously I see the lights, but I don't see anything under the doorway. Oh, no. Yep, there was. Okay, I missed it, so yeah, that was creepy. Yeah, Broncos fans, what are you gonna do? You know, they're gonna be haunted. I don't know. Just made that up.
He's sitting on the couch with Lola, just relaxing and watching TV. And then it happened.
See that, Maui?
Narrator called the dog Lola, but the guy called the dog Maui. Why would you lie about the dog's name? I hope the dog's alright. Hey, he's cute. Whatever his name is. But yeah, of course, they didn't post a part 3. This random account that posted this. And they didn't say any information about who that is. So, I'm guessing it's not Creepy Vids that made that. But if you know who that guy is, he looked like a streamer. I mean, he had like a streaming setup and stuff, so... It sounded like a giggle or something. It's weird. Yeah, see, look, it looks like he has a streamer set up, so he might be on the internet somewhere. If anybody knows who that is, please let me know. Or I want to go check out their stuff and see if we can find a part 3 to that. Even though it'll have to be in one of next month's videos, but that's okay. Definitely creepy. The footsteps were weird. The giggling, super creepy. Never like a giggling ghost. Stop giggling, ghost. Just be mean. You're supposed to be a ghost. Actually, no, I take that back. If you're going to be a ghost, I'd rather you giggle. Just don't do it creepily. Mama, I'm on the TV. This is another one from Dark Moose Man, spelled exactly how it sounds.
A mother and daughter were watching TV in the bedroom. They captured this. A mother named Davila Munoz enjoys recording her moments, spending quality time with her daughter, dancing to music, playing with toys, and watching TV in her room. Initially, the videos are what you expect of a mother and daughter playing together. But one day, Davila uploaded an odd video where something seems to push her daughter's toys off of the wall mount. Now, Davila didn't think much of it, other than a strange coincidence. On the following days while watching TV, something underneath her stuffed animals caught their attention.
Do they have rats?
As as her daughter innocently laughs at this scene, the mother can't quite seem to make sense of it.
Or maybe a cat.
A part of a stuffed animal's leg is seen shaking around, as if it's moving by itself. Calmly, so not to scare her daughter, she checks behind the stuffed animals, yet she doesn't seem to find anything there. Could it be that inside that pile of stuffed toys resides something that's not from this world? Let me know your thoughts.
I mean, based on the fact that they were just giggling at it, I'm guessing they probably had a cat or something. But I don't know. Definitely creepy. Would freak me out, especially if I don't have any animals. Definitely creepy. Once again, that was Dark Moose Man. Spelled exactly how you guessed. He posts vids daily, so we're always seeing stuff from him. He's great.
I heard you don't believe in ghosts. Let me change that for you. I'm getting ready to show you a ghost in this picture right here. But here's a little backstory.
Nope.
This picture was submitted by one of my followers out of Missouri. And he lives in a house that was built in 1897. And I know you can't tell much right now, but I really going to want you to focus on just inside this little green box in a moment. This was taken from his security camera, which is upstairs. He and his wife stay downstairs, and they just use, I guess, the upstairs for storage and extra space. But here in just a moment, I'm going to zoom in for you and show you what's actually in that green box. It's one of the greatest catches I've ever seen. I want you to look now, right here, in that green box. You can see this is a full body apparition. You can make out the arms, the head, the face. It appears that this spirit has a long, dark colored dress on. This is unbelievable. There was absolutely no one upstairs when this was captured. And he has no explanation. He actually sent it to me, hoping maybe I could help him out. But, I mean, he's living in a haunted house. And most of you guys know my theory. I don't believe in ghosts, per se. I believe they're demonic in nature. But this is a great capture. These full-body apparitions come along not very often at all. But I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comments.
It's definitely creepy, especially if they can, I mean, you can see like nothing under her feet. You can like kind of see through the dress. Looks like she's like holding the dress as she's walking. Dang, that's real creepy. Also kind of looks like the mouth is wide open. Don't like that. It also, yeah, I put it up there. Obviously you can see the Supernatural Sleuth. We saw him earlier. I think I put it up there earlier. Christian Paranormal Guru. So, you know, I mean, of course he's gonna, not of course, I shouldn't say that, but it makes sense that as a Christian paranormal guru, he would believe that all of these things are demonic. I don't necessarily believe that. I believe they're otherworldly in some sense. Time is a flat circle. Something like that, you know? But what an amazing piece of paranormal evidence. Of course, like anything, there's going to be the naysayers, but dang, that's a good... And I did look up Wise, and it is just a home security camera, so that checks out. Super weird stuff, man. All right, another one from the paranormal chick. Well, not another one. I don't think I've seen her today, but I've definitely seen her this month.
The following home security footage is from a woman named Caitlin. Her father got tired of his motion sensor lights going off in the backyard, and every time he would check, he wouldn't find anything, so he set up a camera. And he captured more than what he expected. What appears to be a ghost pacing back and forth in one area of the yard.
Come at me, ghost.
And it's a very clear outline of a ghost. Take a look at this footage and tell me what you think.
Why is it gonna be walking right in my head? I guess I'm in control of this, aren't I? That is weird. Yeah, that's real creepy. It's actually, spoiler alert, reminds me a lot of my mom's ghost story that I teased a couple days ago. I won't really go into much more detail on her story, but man, that's creepy. At least that's how I imagine it. And you can see the date up there. This is from just a few days ago. That's crazy. Dang, one of the best pictures is one of the best security camera footages I've ever seen. I guess they were both security camera footages. I know I'm saying that wrong. Thank you. Yeah, super creepy. It is funny how many different like types of ghosts there are. There's some that are like don't appear at all and they just move stuff around. There's some that are fully formed and you can see their shape and outline. And then there's ones like this that are just like mists roaming about the land. Like, where are you going, Mist? You're just out here walking in the middle of a field. Looks like it's snowing out, and you're just out here. You just enjoy the cold. Yeah, I mean, if you can confirm for me at this place, I mean, I don't see anything moving. That's why it's usually that I would just be like, oh, it's probably like a camera glare or something. But the camera is stationary. I don't see any lights or anything around that are moving back and forth. And if you didn't record anything else, like deer walking into your yard that are setting off the motion lights, or, you know, coyotes or any raccoons, whatever, or cryptids or whatever, you know. If this is the only thing that moved throughout your entire like nighttime security cam footage, then yeah, it's definitely creepy. What do you guys think though? Let me know in the comments. Have you ever seen a moving mist? Looked intelligent. At the top, this one says, I bet you can't watch till the end. Oh, I bet you I can. Even the caption says, I really can't. If you can't make it through a 31-second clip that is very obviously like a film of some sort, maybe you shouldn't be. Oh, double jump scare. Wow. I really had a hard time watching through the end of that. Do not watch alone.
I am home alone. I'm hearing my own voice upstairs. The door won't stop knocking, and there's nobody there. This door keeps banging.
Not a fan of that.
I thought I was hearing my
I've seen
voice.
this guy's house before.
Nobody's there. Go
He's the
away.
shadow kid in the bathroom.
Ooh, that was right over my shoulder. I'm giving you one chance to leave. I know what you're doing. It's not scaring me. It's not scaring anybody else. You need to leave now. I got a feeling you're in this room, aren't you? Are you in here? This again. All right, if you're gonna play these games all night, I'm not gonna play. I'm not doing this. And now I hear the bathroom water on. Good grief.
That was a weird cut.
Get
I didn't do
out.
that. That was in his video, just so you know. Yeah, we've definitely seen this guy's house before, because I remember this hallway and him having, like, down the entrance in the in the middle of the hallway is a bathroom, and he had a shadow kid that was popped out behind the door and like disappeared. So this dude's either in an extremely haunted house or he's a really good filmmaker. I'm not sure. But one interesting thing I was thinking is, like, this is a new place that's haunted. I don't know. I guess it could all just be refinished, but it looks like one of those stacked like townhomes type of places. I guess it could just be a 2-story apartment. It might not be what I'm thinking of, but yeah, I would definitely, if I had that much activity in my home, I would definitely be doing some cleansing, having some holy people come and see what they think, some mediums. I don't know, man. I would do something. I wouldn't just be, I don't know, maybe he's making bank on TikTok and that's why he just keeps making videos. Is the money worth being haunted? I don't think so. None of that energy is welcome here. One of the comments says, what happened to if you hear it? No, you didn't.
Grace Brown was the daughter of a farmer and a factory worker. She lived in Cortland, New York, and worked at the Gillette skirt factory. And that's where the beautiful Grace met Chester Gillette, who was the nephew of the Gillette skirt factory owner. Now, Chester was a well-known womanizer, but this did not discourage Grace from taking up with him. In 1906, Grace became pregnant, and it being those days where a woman could lose all of her future prospects from such a scandal, she tried to convince Charles to marry her. And Chester, being the horrible person that he was, told Grace that he needed to think about it, and then she was sent away to her family farm. And of course, Chester was using his thinking time to see other women. Shocking. So Grace went back to town and once again tried to convince Chester to marry her. So obviously Chester came from money and was considered a catch. So getting married to a farm girl who worked in his family's factory was not his ideal marital match. But Chester finally relented and told Grace that they would elope together to the Adirondacks. But that was not his true intention. On July 11th, 1906, the couple were at Big Moose Lake. They rented a rowboat and paddled out onto the lake on a beautiful summer morning and never returned. Robert Morrison, who had rented the boat out to the young couple, sent out a search party when they did not return. They eventually found the boat overturned in the water, and then they found Grace Brown's body, and she had been brutally beaten to death. And Chester Gillette, being the prime suspect, was on the run, hiding out in hotels under different names. But it did not take long for authorities to catch up to him, and he was arrested just a few days after Grace's murder. Grace's murder and the subsequent trial that followed afterward became sensationalized. People from all over were coming to witness Chester Gillette's trial. Now, Chester claimed his innocence throughout the trial, trying to convince people that Grace purposefully jumped into the lake, and that when Chester stood up on the boat to try to jump in after her, that the boat capsized. But the evidence clearly showed that Chester hit Grace on the head repeatedly with a tennis racket that he brought with him, and then pushed her into the water and let her drown. On December 5th, 1906, the jury found Chester Gillette guilty of murder, and he was sentenced to death. He spent his remaining years in Auburn prison, where he was executed by electric chair on March 30th, 1908. Now, to this day, on the shore of Big Moose Lake, stands a marker where Grace was found, and of course, over time, people have claimed to see the spirit of Grace in this spot. People have become afraid to camp around this area because of all the strange phenomena that happens there. There are even more disturbing accounts of witnesses claiming to see a girl drowning in the lake, only to go out there and find that no one's there. Others have claimed to see Grace wandering around the shore and even entering buildings nearby and extinguishing all the lights within them, as if she just wants to be left alone in the dark with her grief.
Dang, how sad. And let that poor girl rest. Well, good thing. Hey, sometimes justice is served. Sometimes the justice system works. I usually just skip right over sponsored TikToks, but that one sounded interesting. I've never heard of this tragic spirit of Moose Lake. It reminds me a lot about a musical that I did in high school called Parade, about a girl named Mary Fagan who was killed in the early 1900s, and she was a factory worker, and there was a whole like racial element to the trial, and it was also sensationalized. And yeah, it's a dark but interesting story if you're interested in weird history like that. Yeah, this was Our Strange Reality on TikTok. Probably looks like on Facebook too. So yeah, go check her out. Give her a follow. Looks like a newer creator. So doesn't look like she posts a whole lot, but yeah, go check out her page. She's got a bunch of really interesting stories just like this. So go check her out. Mm-hmm. Aw. Probably gonna have to remove that audio anyway. It's okay. Definitely creepy. Super talented. Do one more because I know everybody loves this one. Probably have to remove this song too. That's okay. Sometimes sadness. Yeah, she's definitely creepy. Especially when her mouth is like that. Why are you smiling so big, bitch? For the record, I don't use that to refer to women, but if you look like that, I'm gonna call you whatever I want. But if you're curious, Keyboy47, that's who that is on TikTok. I like that. I like their art. Yeah, I'd put that on my wall. That's super creepy. Right next to my voodoo poster. Oh. Whoa.
ぶつかっちゃった。うおー、来た。おお、来た。右側こっちは。やばっ。え、下はこの辺。すごっ。上来れるかな上来て、こっち。おお。ここは
Is it possible somebody with one of those like
ここ。
green skin suits that can be edited out is down there?
ここ行ける
And all this time.
おお、やばっ。
It's cool the ghost likes to finger paint.
風呂さん、暴れてるて。すごいことになってるよ。
I got some flour now. That's smart. I don't know why it's smarter than paint. I guess it's less destructive. Because you won't have paint handprints all over your store. Well, that's interesting. I mean, it's probably just good editing, but it's crazy. All this time, I thought all these footsteps and these sounds around stairs were demons running up and down stairs, but maybe it's just ghosts playing patty cake. The flower is smart. It's messy, but it's probably not as messy as handprints all over your walls with paint.
My Barbie is 300 years old, and she's alive. Every toy on the planet is alive. Your toys are sleeping, and they can awake at any moment. Look at your toys in the eyes and tell me if it blinks.
No, I will not do that. She's creepy as hell. She looks like a freaking burn victim or something, man. She alright? 300-year-old doll? Ugh. Why do you have that, bro? He's got to be a ventriloquist or something.
Number 1. Japanese crying ghost caught on tape. The legend says in Japan that there are wandering spirits that go unrest. Listen as this individual captured it all on tape.
This is one where they throw the pot of water? Yep. Whose idea was to throw a pot of water on a ghost? Kind of rude. Bro's just out there crying, you're gonna make it worse? Or ghost? Anybody translate that for me? What's she saying? Yeah, she fast. She's about to come around that corner on roller skates. That's it? Oh my god. What happened to her? She seems nice. She hit that full sprint, bro. And look at her face. She means business. Won't mess around. She does look hella pale. Is she okay? Even for a ghost, Pigment is not looking good, baby girl. This made my hair stand up.
¿Qué es eso?
¿Qué es eso?
¿Quién eres? ¿Quién eres?
Ugh. You're in a 3-foot wide hallway, bro. You better be ready to dropkick that thing in the chest. I need to learn that move. How do I disappear into the floor like that? Seems like it could save me a lot of steps. Thighs and calves would be thanking me. I don't usually include AI stuff, but these clowns look hella creepy, so. Y'all know I don't mess with clowns. Ugh. Like a skeleton clown. Bro needs a dentist. Jeez. All these dudes need a dentist. Ain't never heard of a toothbrush? He looked like he had glaucoma. Oh, baby clown? Why you gotta bring the baby into your evilness? Yeah, the baby didn't like it either. He looks like he's about to cry. That guy looks like... Damn, that bitch look crazy. No wonder the babies are crying. Yeah, they're horrified. Oops, come back up. Native American clown? All right, I've seen enough. I'm convinced AI needs to be stopped. Because this is horrible. I hate this. I hated every second of this.
This woman named Chelsea was staying at a cabin with her friends for a week. And on the first few nights, they began to realize that something wasn't right. Not only were they hearing strange noises, but at one point, when they were all hanging out together, one of their showers mysteriously turned on.
It's never
blast. And when they went to go investigate, the second they stepped into the restroom,
water coming out of it, and then as soon as she comes in the door, it just stops.
So Chelsea begins to document each day of their stay at this cabin, and things just begin begin to ramp up. One of the mornings, she wakes up with multiple scratches on her body, and her friend also woke up with bruises. A couple of friends even said that they heard loud footsteps outside of their bedroom window. Chelsea herself said that something was scratching at the floorboards in her room. As they're making these short videos each day, it becomes very clear that they're not joking. They're simply just a group of women who are actually genuinely freaked out by this. It scared them so much that a couple of them even left early because they just couldn't stay there anymore.
That's where it ends? If anybody knows who that Chelsea girl is, I'm guessing... Oh, man. Let me see. Yeah, this is just one of those like random accounts that repost stuff, and they didn't post anything about who those people were. So if you know who Chelsea is, or what that story's all about, I would love to know more about that one. Please let me know in the comments. And hey, while you're down there, drop a like for me. It helps spread the video to more people and keeps the CIA off my back.
An urban explorer finds a crematorium and encounters something pretty creepy.
It's never good. Why is he breathing like that? It does say breathes heavily at the bottom. Bro, you should go see a doctor. Most of it's cut off at the bottom. This is if anyone understands what happened, maybe? Oh. Dang, that was weird. Every time we see one of these, like chairs getting pulled or creepy chairs or whatever, chairs knocking over, everybody in the comments always says that there's a string. I always look for a string. I never see one. Obviously, you can edit that out. But on this one, the chair like spun and stopped and spun and stopped and then spun faster and then stopped. Then did it start spinning again? See, it stopped, spun faster. Doesn't it stop? And oh, I thought it spun again. Yep, there it goes. Oh no, it moved. But still, I don't know how a string can do that one. So let me know what you guys think. Hey, if you think it was a string, I'd love to hear your explanations. Uh-oh. There, I'm covering them. Hold on, where I'm at. I'm messing with her blankie. Is it a... Oh, it's a dresser. She's staring in the mirror? Ew. The hell? Yeah, she's like smiling. What the fuck? Ew. Don't like that. There's also, I got it cut off, but there's a timestamp down at the bottom. So this is from November 29th, 2023. There's another Wise camera. I've never heard of these until yesterday. Was it today? I don't remember, whenever that was. All these days are running together at this point. But definitely creepy. Sleepwalking videos are inherently creepy because if they're real, what is that? And if they're not real, why'd you do that? Here's another one from Dark Moose Man.
He felt something following him, but as he turned around, this happens. A man by the name Bambo was hiking through the Pocomoke State Forest when he begins to feel like he's being followed. Worried for his safety since he's all alone, he begins to record and captures this.
Hola. Me encuentro en el Pocomoke State Forest.
I'm on the Pocomoke State Forest in Maryland.
Este es uno de los
forest is one of the most haunted forests of Maryland. Been 25 minutes trying to adapt here in the forest. I don't feel very bad sensation yet, but there's something here because suddenly it's so silent right now. Steps. You heard it?
¿Oyeron?
You heard it?
From within the silent woods, something can be heard moving quickly behind him.
Boo.
Bueno, espero hayan
Well,
escuchado, pero
I hope you guys listened, but I gotta tell you, there's now a sensation. It's a rare sensation here in this Pocomo State Forest. A lot of things happen here. Murders and disappearance.
Bueno, si
Well,
desaparezco, ya sabes.
if I disappear, you know where to find me. Pocomo State
Unable to
Forest.
find whatever's stalking him, he makes his way out. Due to Maryland being the home of the infamous Black Hills Forest from the Blair Witch Tale, could it be that he was being stalked by something otherworldly? Animal or not, I'll let you decide.
I mean, yeah, obviously the most likely explanation is that there was something walking in the woods, an animal or something walking in the woods. But it was also just like one step, which is weird. Usually if it's an animal, unless they notice you, they probably would have noticed you long before they were that close to you. Maybe it's just an animal about to take off or something. You might have had a freaking mountain lion tracking you, bro, and trying not to be heard, and they accidentally stepped on a branch or something. Probably smart of you to get out of there. I'm glad we got to see that video, since he's still alive. Oh, this one's a classic. This guy received a death note by the cartel while performing live. This is a true story. This is his last performance. The note basically said if you perform, it'll be your last performance. Because if I remember correctly, I'm gonna have to remove this song probably, but if I remember correctly, a lot of his songs were about the cartel and the gangs and stuff in Mexico. A guy like me would have done 18 encores until I had 107 people there to back me up, you know? I would have been texting people from the stage, been like singing, been like, you know, la da 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 da. Yo, I need you to come over here right now. La da 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 da. Yeah, the cartel said they're gonna kill me. I need to get everybody. La da da. Like, bro, there's not a chance. I wouldn't have gotten off that stage. I don't think so. But R.I.P. His name was Chalino Sanchez. So yeah, R.I.P. He was a legend and super brave. I don't know if I would have went up and performed if I got that note. I would have called it probably. Been like, oh, they do, okay. Hey, I do shows in the States now. It is really wild that cartels just exist. Like, that's not a movie. That's real life stuff. That really is out there in the world. And something that, you know, you make a few wrong decisions while you're in the right countries, you can end up on the wrong side of one of those stories, you know? Insane.
I've always thought that my daughter was my grandmother reincarnated. I gave her a picture of her today, and you guys tell me what you think. This is the first time showing Arrow this picture. I want to see how she reacts. Who is that? She's touching her own face. What the fuck? Is that your... Arrow, who is that? Why were you just touching your own face? Is that yours?
Okay, give her another picture of a different woman.
Can I put this away?
Other kid's creeped out.
Who is that, Arrow?
Yeah, I would like to know what she does when you give her another picture. That would be better proof. I did hear something recently that makes a lot of sense, and it's the reason that children and babies are more in tune with woo-woo stuff, whatever you want to call it, you know, take your pick, is because they're the ones closest to the source. Like they're still fresh from whatever that other place is, whatever your beliefs, whatever you want to call it. But if you believe in souls and that they come from another place and whatever iteration, you know, that we humans have come up with for what that means, then babies especially, but children are much closer to that. And as you grow older, you lose your connection with that because you've been away from it for so long. I don't know. I just found that really interesting. I thought that was really thought-provoking. And it would make sense. Like, whether you know, again, whatever version of it you look at it from, Buddhist, Christian, or any of them, it doesn't matter. But they all basically believe that we come from somewhere. We have something in us that is inherent, that makes us human and gives us consciousness. And then whatever that is comes from somewhere. And then we go back there when we're done here. It would make sense that babies would have the most connection to that because they just left, right? Skinwalker videos caught on camera.
You ain't Jonny. Your dad is Walker.
We've seen this one before. He's a good boy. He thinks you're gonna take his bone, dude. He's got his little path. It's not even palate cleanser time yet. This is supposed to be creepy. These guys are adorable. What do you want from me?
Deep in the heart of England rests the quaint, seemingly peaceful village of Lawton. But when the moon is at its zenith, the cobbled streets tell a different tale. A tale that has been whispered through generations, striking fear into those who dare to listen. The tale of the lamenting lady of Lawton. Dressed in haunting white, she is said to appear on clear moonlit nights, wandering desolate lanes and crying out in agonized despair for the love she lost centuries ago. Her sorrowful cry winds through the village, a chilling lullaby that sends shivers down even the bravest of spines. It's said that those who cross paths with her and hear her mournful call are never seen again, swallowed by the moonlit mist. The significance of her existence has baffled historians and paranormal investigators alike, but for the locals, she is as real as reality. She exists as a perpetual malevolent specter, a constant reminder that amidst the calm, echoes of a haunted past can never truly be.
Well, I can't really find a whole lot about the lamenting lady of Lawton. So I know I got some UK followers. Hey, let me know. Have you ever heard of this? Something that does pop up, which is kind of weird, and I don't know, maybe this lady's supposed to be the lamenting lady, is Margaret of Holland, Countess of Hindenburg. But she was a Dutch countess, so I don't know that I don't think that would make sense. But allegedly, this woman, Margaret, died after giving birth to 365 children who she was buried with because none of them survived. I don't know about that. It sounds... Are you trying to go for one for each day of the year? What's going on? Such a specific number. There's also a theory that in Margaret's time, a new year began on March 25th. So if Margaret gave birth to twins on March 26th, the number of children would have been equal to the number of days in the new year. And this theory has apparently been repeated many times. But I'm guessing that just means that people were saying she has as many babies as there are days of the year. But that would only work for that one day. The next day, you couldn't say that anymore. So I don't know why that would have stuck. Or maybe I'm misunderstanding that. I don't know. But I don't even know that this is connected. I just thought that was interesting. But yeah, let me know if you've ever heard of the lamenting lady of Lawton. And this one looked interesting. This is Rachel Feltman. And she talks about science says there are 3 distinct types of horror fans.
Something really cool I learned recently is that research has shown there are actually 3 distinct kinds of horror movie fans. So which one are you? Researchers who study fear found that they could split people up into 3 groups. There were the adrenaline junkies, the white knucklers, and the dark copers. The adrenaline junkies are kind of like the stereotypical horror fan. They're people who they love the rush, they love actively being scared, they want to go on roller coasters, they want jump scares, they want it all. These are people who are seeking out heightened arousal in their horror. Now, when scientists talk about arousal, they're not talking about they're talking about knees, weak palms, sweaty moms, spaghetti, etc. Basically just your nervous system is up and at them. Then they had the white knucklers, who were people who enjoyed horror, who came out afterwards being like, I'm glad I did that, that was fun, but who didn't actually enjoy the act of being scared. These are people who they're getting some kind of physical and emotional payoff from feeling like they have accomplished surviving the scary thing. So really interesting little peek into the evolutionary purposes of fear and being drawn to fear. There's a lot of research, for example, on prey animals who will watch their predators, not always run away from them. And that sort of gives us an insight into why we might enjoy watching scary things, because it's like if you ran away literally every time something might hurt you, that's not a great use of energy. But it makes sense for us to find it kind of rewarding to be like, wow, that was a thing that I thought might hurt me, but I stuck around and it was okay. So I probably learned something. It's probably good that I saved the energy I could have spent running. Then researchers were really surprised by this 3rd group that they called the dark copers. The adrenaline junkies were seeking out higher arousal. The white knucklers actually tried to keep their arousal very low, so they were enjoying things most when they were sort of able to keep themselves calm. The dark copers did a little bit of both, but what was really interesting to researchers is their feedback on surveys about what they enjoyed about the horror. They were talking about, for example, finding it soothing to their anxiety to watch a particular kind of horror. These are people like me who use horror as a way to process difficult emotions, to process stress. So we're getting something really nuanced out of our horror. It's not necessarily that we like being scared, but there's something in the complexity of horror that allows us to do interesting stuff inside our heads. If you also thought this was super interesting, I had a whole conversation with one of the lead researchers on this study on my podcast, Science Quickly for Scientific American. That was the October 30th episode, so you can check it out right now.
Hey, that's cool. I'm gonna go check out that podcast. I think that sounds really interesting. I'm probably the third type, I think. I do get some adrenaline out of it, and I do white knuckle some of it. So I think I'm probably the third type, and I'm processing stuff through watching creepy crap. Yeah, she was really interesting. She was Rachel Feltman, or that was really interesting, and she was Rachel Feltman, whatever. Yeah, she looks like she does like a lot of sciencey, creepy stuff. So right up my alley for sure. But let me know in the comments, which type are you? This also reminded me, I think we saw it on this channel. I don't remember if I just learned it or if we talked about it on this channel a long time ago. So they've done studies and they found that the reason people enjoy horror and scary stuff is because of the dopamine rush that they get when they realize that they're not going to die, basically. Like literally, that's what's happening inside of your brain. When you get scared and then you laugh afterwards, that's a dopamine rush because you know that that scary thing that just scared the crap out of you isn't actually going to hurt you. And so when that happens, your brain is rushed with emotions telling you, you don't have to fight or flight right now. You can chill. The thing's not going to hurt you. And because of that, people with anxiety issues and anxiety problems typically, not always, but usually don't enjoy horror as much because they're always riding on that high. And when you don't have anxiety problems, you're creating anxiety by watching horror. You're giving yourself anxiety if it's good horror. If it's bad, you're probably just laughing. But with good horror and good scary stuff, you're giving yourself anxiety. So people with anxiety problems, they're already elevated. So you put them in a horror situation, they're elevating even more. And then they also don't get that dopamine rush when they realize that thing's not scary. They just come back to baseline anxiety. So that's the reason a lot of times people that are already kind of skittish or have anxiety, not skittish isn't the right word, but you know what I mean? Already kind of like scared easily and stuff. They don't enjoy it. And you know, it makes sense. Science, bitch. And I couldn't find a horror history I wanted to share today, so these are movies that were banned for being too disturbing.
These horror movies were banned for being too disturbing, so I'm gonna tell you what they're about. First up, we have a movie that's very controversial, because there were no special effects or prosthetics used. Everything you see in this movie allegedly actually happened. The Bunny Game. This was number 37 in Complex Magazine's 50 most disturbing films of all time, and it was also banned in the UK. So what is this movie actually about? The Bunny Game follows a worker who gets kidnapped by a truck driver, and this truck driver makes her wear a bunny mask as he does unthinkable things to her, which the actress Rodleen Jetzig actually went through when filming. And the director of the movie claims this is because she wanted to use the production as a cathartic process to really purge some of the traumas that she's had. Rodleen even says she considers her acting in this movie more art than film, and that she had to go into a meditative state when filming some of the scenes. But next on the list, we have a movie that's not only banned in the UK, but allegedly 46 countries. A movie from 1978 called The Faces of Death. This movie is about a man named Dr. Francis Gross as he studies the concept of death, telling the viewer he's become interested in the transition between life and death from a recurring dream he's had. So in a documentary-style movie, he's now filming himself in different parts of the world trying to understand what death is. Be prepared though that the scenes involving animals are extremely hard to sit through. Even though this movie got mainly negative reviews, it was actually a huge box office success, making $35 million worldwide with a budget of just over $400K. Follow for more disturbing movies.
Yeah, I remember seeing that as a kid, which might explain a lot. Saw that and the sequel. I believe I saw the sequel at the drive-in, actually, in the 90s. I'm sure y'all remember Faces of Death, right? Did you see it in theaters? Let me know in the comments. It's a, man, not a fun one. But I never saw The Bunny Game. I've never even heard of that. And based off of her synopsis of it, I don't think I want to. It doesn't sound like pleasant watching at all. A bunch of edgelords in the comments talking about how The Bunny Game was mid. And somebody says it's their favorite movie. Hey, look, if your favorite movie is about a truck driver kidnapping a woman and doing those things to her, you should look inwardly and see why that is, because that's not normal. All right, now I've been teasing a special little surprise, and I've also been putting off something I've really been wanting to say to you all, and that is thank you so much for 5,000 subscribers. You guys have no idea how much it means to me. I put a lot of work into this channel, and if not for you guys supporting me, I wouldn't have done any of that. I would have definitely given up if people didn't start watching after a little while, you know? Maybe not given up, but I wouldn't be doing this kind of content at least. And this is the content I enjoy. This is the content I wanted to make, and you guys are going along for the ride with me, and I really appreciate it. Like I said, I have been teasing a little special surprise. It's not that big of a deal, but for those that may not know, TikToktober is what set off my channel. I started my channel in September of 2023 after I lost my job. I'd been working in post-production for television for 5 years. In our industry, after getting hit with COVID lockdowns and not being able to film for a year and a half, 2 years, then the strikes that kept us down from filming for a year, and lots of the production leaving Los Angeles, a lot of people were losing their jobs. I'm not the only one, but it sucked, and I didn't know what I was going to do. Still don't really, other than YouTube, know what I'm going to do. And a lot of you have also asked, this ties in, don't worry, but a lot of you have asked, like, who were my inspirations? Like, why did I start? And truthfully, it's 2 guys that I used to watch do reaction channels. So, I mean, I still watch them sometimes, but there were 2 guys. It's Huevo, I think I'm saying that right, and Mod Tricka. And they were the first guys that I watched and enjoyed their reactions. And I realized that I didn't have to do like big fake reactions and throw my headset across the room to get clicks and to get people to watch. Like, you can just be yourself and be a chill dude and like enjoy creepy stuff, and people will enjoy that. So thank you guys seriously for subscribing, for watching my stuff, for giving me the time out of your day to let me entertain you. Like, it really means a lot. And the surprise, we're getting there. I'm sorry. The surprise is, when I started in September, I'd posted, I don't know, 4 or 5 videos or something, and then I decided to challenge myself. Obviously I didn't have a job, so I didn't have anything to do. And I was like, you know what, since I'm doing creepy content, I'm gonna post a video every day in October. And I named it TikToktober. And on day 17 last year, my day 15 video started gaining some traction. I don't know what it did, I don't know what I did. I don't know, I guess the algorithm just saw that I was posting a lot and they started boosting that video. And that video, still to this day, actually is my most viewed video I've ever put out. And it's at like 15,000 views or something. It's not crazy. But that led to a snowball effect of people watching the rest of my videos for the rest of the month, and people subscribing. And I hit, honestly, it is like a unicorn story, and I fully understand that. A lot of people grind on YouTube for years and years before they even hit 100 subscribers. And I literally hit 500 subscribers within a week after that first, like by the end of TikToktober, I was able to monetize my channel and get paid for at least some of those videos. And I needed that. Like, it was a huge boost for me to be able to put stuff out that people were enjoying. And it was the encouragement that I needed to continue. And like I said, if I didn't get some subscribers, like, and I was 6 months in making the same videos, I don't know if I would have kept making them, you know? But anyway, when I hit that 500 subscribers, I was mind blown. Like, because everything I'd been reading was like, oh, be prepared to grind for 2 years before you get anybody like watching your videos and stuff. And that's what I was kind of expecting. I was expecting to have to try a bunch of different stuff and basically grind for at least a year before I was going to even see anything. And I didn't have to, and that's awesome, and I appreciate it. But when I hit 500 subscribers, I took a little video just to say thank you. And I've actually never watched this video since I took it last October. And you'll recognize the shirt, and some of you may recognize the background. It's my old room before I started using a green screen. So anyway, I know probably a bunch of you don't care, but I thought it would be interesting to watch this together. So I just wanted to take a second in this stupid shirt. Thanks, Mom. Somebody just commented on the video and just posted a couple hours ago that says, I'm number 563 for when you get like 100K. I was here now, boys. Let's go. And it like brought tears to my eyes a little bit. Shout out to Topher Nuddle 420. I love my subscribers. Making me feel things on a Thursday afternoon. Yeah, so I thought I was saying thank you for 500, but I forgot it was about that comment. But still, I remember how that happened, and I was literally just watching my subscriber count go up because it went up so fast. If you don't know, 500 subscribers and like, I forget, X amount of watch time is what you need to be able to start getting monetized. And then to get monetized, to get paid for the ads they run on your videos, you have to have 1,000 subscribers. And I think it's like 4,000 hours of watch time or something. And I hit that like that week because that one video took off. And then, you know, and you guys have stuck around and hung out with me for over a year now. So I appreciate you guys. I love you for real. And thank you again. I'm going to get my, I don't need 2 faces of me on the screen. And now a palette cleanser. This one says, Grandpa's first time at Starbucks.
A frate motete. And then let me get a Trenta pinkity drinkity. Drinkity pinkity dinky and a frate mate.
What the hell? A frappe mate and a fruity.
Why you gotta do grandpa like that, man?
A pink drink and a cafe au lait. Frappe mate. Latte mate. I don't think we got one of those. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My first time. A pinkety dinkety. Drink a pinkety dinkety. Yes. Okay, it's gonna be $5.49 if you want to. Drinkety pinkety dink.
Pinkety drinkety.
Drinkety pinkety dinky and a frappe mate.
A frappe mate. You need to give me one of those. It sounds good. This is definitely something I would have done to my grandpa back in the day. But there you have it, folks. That is all 31 days of TikToktober in the books. We did it. We done it. We're doing it some more. If you enjoyed today's video, drop a like for me. It does help spread the video, which in turn helps the Gem Crew community grow even more. And also the Vatican just sent me a secret scroll saying if this video doesn't receive enough likes, they'll lock up all the conspiracies in their archives forever. So let's keep the mysteries public. Smash that like button. As with all of my videos, there's a bunch of links in the description of this one. And if you click on any of them and buy anything or subscribe to anything, then I'll receive a small commission. It's another way to support the channel. So if you see anything you like, check it out. A link to my Patreon is also down there. It's only 99 cents a month, so come say hi to the Gem Crew. If you need more creepy content and you missed any of TikToktober, I'll link the playlist right up here. You can go back and watch as many as you want. Now that TikToktober is unfortunately over, I will be going back to my normal posting schedule of probably Wednesdays and Sundays. But turn on that notification bell so you never miss a video. I also wanted to give a super special thank you. I'm sure I said it in the chat and during the live streams to Snowy and She-Wolf, but thank you for your donations this month. They really mean a lot. I mean, it means enough to me that people would watch my videos, but if to actually take money out of your pocket and give that to me, that's insane, and I really, truly appreciate it. But I did also receive a Cash App from Chula G, I believe is who it was in the chat, and I've seen her quite a bit in the chat, so thank you as well. But a super special thank you to you three, but anybody else who's ever donated, I really appreciate it, and I don't think I'm missing anyone from this month, but if I did, I'm sorry, forgive me. Actually, that's not true. I know there was one other person that donated like $2, and I think it was Devil in Disguise, but I might be wrong. If it was, thank you. If it wasn't, forget I said that. And thank you to whoever it really was. I don't have the live chat replay available on that live stream, so I can't go back and see who it was. But I do remember that somebody else donated, and thank you to whoever that was. I'm sorry I forgot. But thank you, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate you all for watching, truly. We're wrapping it up, but last thing I wanted to say, merch store's live. You can go get your Gemini Johnny beanies. You can go get your Gemini Johnny shirts. I know I got a new shirt ordered the other day. That was awesome. Thank you to whoever that was. I appreciate you. I did see recently that my merch store platform is out of the way for me to thank people individually that have purchased things through my store. So I'm going to be doing that next month. I'm going to be reaching out to, in some way, shape. I got to look into it to see what it is, but I'm going to be doing whatever that is. So if you've ever bought anything from my merch store, be on the lookout. All right, that's enough blabbering. I got to go edit the crap out of this video. So thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. I love you. So until next time, stay creepy.